changing fractions to decimals. When we're changing fractions to decimals, it would be helpful to have our calculator up so that we can actually type these in and see what the calculator is giving us. So again, if you want to call these fractions, that's fine. But I always remind my students that these are division problems, where that's 4 divided by 5. Now, the calculator is very helpful for this. Let's use it. 4 divided by 5. 4 divided by 5 gives me the decimal 0.8. Now, we were learning before that 0.8 is the same as 4/5, or 4 divided by 5. Well, let's add some vocabulary to what these decimals look like. You have vocabulary words up here. One of them is called terminating. The vocabulary word terminating means that this decimal actually ends. Like there, it doesn't continue. It's just 4 divided by 5 gives you 0.8, and that's it. This means that the decimal ends. This is called a terminating decimal. It means that there's nothing else. Now, let's look at one that doesn't end. Look at the next one. The next one is 1 divided by 3. Let's put that in the calculator. If you put 1 divided by 3 in the calculator, what you get is 0.3, 0.3, or 33333. Now, you'll notice that on your calculator, there's a certain number of threes. You wouldn't say that, oh, well, 1 divided by 3 is actually 8 threes, 0.3333333, 8 times, and then it ends. It actually doesn't end. It continues on forever. Now, this is called a non-terminating. Non means not. Terminating means ending. So this thing does not end. Non-ending, non-terminating. So this is what it means to be non-terminating, to go on forever. There's also another distinction. You'll notice that under non-terminating, you have these two words. And these are distinctive. It means, well, I hear that you say it not ends, but is there anything else special about it? And the answer is yes. The answer is it repeats, which means it's the same number over and over again. So not only is this a non-terminating decimal, it's a non-ending repeating decimal, which means it goes on and on forever. And it repeats 0.3333333 forever. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to understand. You're going to have certain decimals or certain answers. These are the best ones, 0.8, 0.125. They end, and there's nothing special to do with them. But when you have non-terminating decimals, like 1 divided by 3, you can't show this answer on a test. It doesn't show like that. It would be impossible for us to put 0.33333 on a test. So what they'll do is they'll say, let's show it differently. Now, in class, I show repeating decimals like this. I would say, yeah, the answer is 0.3, but then I would put a repeating symbol on top of it. Now people say, well, what is that called? I said, I'll tell them that's actually called a repeating symbol. And this is what I do in class. Now, what you have to realize is that the test will not do this, okay? There's another way to show a repeat, and the GED test does this. It's very important that you see it and start to kind of use it right now, because it's very uncommon. I don't think many people have seen it. But if I wanted to show you this as the way the GED test would show it, they're not going to use the repeating symbol. They're going to say 0.3, and then they're going to put the 1/3 like this, 1 divided by 3. It's weird. 0.3, and then you have this fractional piece on it too. Now, you're always going to put whatever is there behind the answer. Like, for instance, this one. Let's do this in the calculator. If I go 2 divided by 3, you get 0.666. Now, you'll see that on the calculator it shows a 7. The 7 is not real. The calculator just rounded, but it's just telling you it stopped. It didn't stop. The calculator just said, I can't show anymore. So it's really not 0.6666667. It's just 66666 forever. Okay. Now, most people say, well, why didn't the other one show like 33333 and then a 4? Because in rounding, if the number behind it is 5 or greater, then you show up. But this 3 is not 5 or greater, so it just it doesn't show it. Now 6, on the other hand, is higher than 5. That's why that calculator rounded to a 7. But let's do this one. So again, in class, I know this is 666666666 forever, right? But again, we can't show that. In class, I would show 0.6 with the repeating symbol above it, just like this. Again, the test will not show it like this. What the test is going to show is 0.6, and then they're going to put the fraction 2 divided by 3 behind it. It's very weird. It's very weird for a lot of students, and they're not very comfortable with it. And I tell them, that's fine, me neither. But what we have to do is, what we have to recognize is, if we see this as an answer or something that's being used, that means that this is 0.6 and it repeats, because another 2 divided by 3 is a 6. So this is actually 0.66666. So this is going to take a little bit of time to learn. Now, let me show you another one. Look at the 1 divided by 7. Let's put that in the calculator. Now, you'll notice in the calculator that this one, it looks like it ends. Like you would say, well, Varen, the answer is 0.142857143. And I'd say, no, it's not actually. This is actually a repeater or a non-terminating decimal. It doesn't repeat, but it doesn't stop. It's like the letter pi, which is 22 divided by 7. It goes on forever. So if you see these numbers and they show like this, these are called non-terminating, non-repeating, which means they don't end, but they don't repeat. So what the test will do, if you have this, again, we can't show these answers. They're too big. There's too many digits there. When it comes to this situation, the test will tell you to round. And they'll make you round to the place they tell you to. Maybe they say round it to the hundreds, round it to the tenths, round it to the thousands. I don't know. But whenever this situation comes up, this is when you would have to round something. So it's important that you do these with your calculator so that you can see what they are, and that you also have the vocabulary to go with it. Terminating decimals, non-terminating, and then distinctive. Non-repeating, or are they repeating?